We are here in the AWS console, and as you see, I've got two running instances. I've got a web server 1, which is a Linux instance, as you see here, and I also have a web server 2. This is also a Linux instance. What I've done in the backend is made them as web servers. But before I show you the web configuration, I want to show you a few things. Now, both of these, this EC2 instance and this, both of them are hosted in the same VPC. Let's go and check it. Now, if you look at this particular metadata, this is VPC ID. As you see, the VPC is test-VPC, right? Also notice a subnet. It's in a subnet called subnet 2. And while we're talking about subnets, let's also notice the availability zone. It is US East 1B, right? The web server 1 is although in the same VPC, but in a different subnet, right? It's in 1A. It's an availability zone called 1A, and it has a different subnet called subnet 1, whereas web server 2 was in subnet 2. Okay. Now, if you recall the picture that I was drawing on the board, I did draw two boxes, and I said one box is availability zone 1, and the second one is availability zone 2. So our VPC configuration is just like that. So I've got two subnets and one each in two different availability zones. One is in 1A and other is in 1B. So that takes care of my fault tolerance. Okay. Now, if I take a look at this public IP, I'll just copy this into my clipboard and I will paste it in the web browser and navigate there. You see this? I've got the configuration done already and it says this is server 2. I'm going to do the same thing with the first server, copy its public IP address, navigate to the browser, and paste it there. What do I get? I say this is web server 1, whereas the second machine is this is server 2, right? So what I want to do now is put them behind the load balancer, okay, which I've already done. So I'm going to scroll down to the bottom till the point I see load balancer section. And under load balancers, okay, I have a web load balancer. I have named the load balancer as web-elb. Okay, it is active. And let's go ahead and take a look at the listeners. There is one listener on port number 80. So the traffic that will come to this particular load balancer will be redirected to the listeners. Let's see what virtual machines we have in the listener section. I'll click on this listener called as VMS, and I see that under targets, I already have two EC2 instances configured. So when the traffic gets in to my load balancer, it will be redirected to one of the healthy EC2 instances. Okay, so this one is healthy right here. In fact, both of them are healthy, so traffic can go anywhere. Let's go ahead and check this in action now. I'm going to go back to my load balancers, click on that, and then here there's a DNS name, okay? I'm going to copy all of that and then navigate to the browser, paste it, and hit enter. It should take me to one of the servers, and it does that. It is taking me to server 2. I'm going to hit refresh on the keyboard, and it takes me to the first server, which is this is web server 1. So if I continue to hit refresh, as you see, the traffic is being redirected to one or the other server because both of them are healthy. Well, that's the whole purpose of using a load balancer. Now, as you understand, load balancer is used to distribute the traffic between the two healthy web servers that are behind the load balancer in the listeners inside the target groups. Let's go take a look at auto scaling as well and how it is configured in the next section.